Hey, good evening, Emma. How are you doing? I wasn't gonna live stream tonight, and then I thought actually I better had, because we were having issues with the last live stream, and well, not issues, but it was duplicating the live stream. So I thought I better have another go, just to make sure that that things are actually set up properly. And I think I've got it. I think I've got it done now. So that's good news, because tomorrow the Zwift Racing League starts back again. So I had to make sure that everything was working okay. So bit of an impromptu live stream. Nothing really special tonight. I'm gonna do the Zwift Unlocked, and I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'll do the Zwift Unlocked. Probably do about hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of live streaming. We'll see how we go. But I'm just going to play it by ear, really. And not going to do anything too intense. I'm going to join these sort of events / group rides. And if they get a bit spicy towards the end, I'm not going to be too bothered by it. I'll get involved. Bit of fun. But I'm not going to do... I'm going to try and stay away from too much intensity, if I can help it. Because I'm going to have enough intensity tomorrow at the Zwift Racing League. And I might even do a time trial on Wednesday night. So, yeah, so I think if I can limit the intensity today with just surfing, following the peloton, and just staying around and not doing too much, then that is the goal. Just got to get back into the habit of live streaming, because I do enjoy live streaming, and to be honest, I actually enjoy doing it most days. Not everybody can catch a live stream live. And if you didn't see the live stream last night, we had a good little sprint to finish. It did go down really well, actually. Hey, nice one, Tom. See you in the pen. Alright, let's see if I can zone 2 my way through some of this. Oh, wait, I don't think my Zwift plays are connected. Huh. That's weird. I have to go old school with my gears. Oh, I got an arrow. Gotta get across. Ooh, I'm just gonna make it. Just that's weird, they're not connected. What's going on there? Well, they are connected because I'm able to do all that. But I'm not able to change gear. Why is that?
Well, that is the end of that. Anybody know in the chat then? Anybody able to help me out here? What's going on? Yeah, I get that, Justin, but because I'm connected via the Zwift companion app, surely that works anyway, doesn't it? It's worked for me before. Help me out here, folks. Enable shifting. Why can't I connect? Can't connect to anything now. What's going on? Why does like one day it work and the next day it doesn't? Which one of these do I select? The 5D52. Yeah, I just wish there wasn't as much selection as there is, because I just... So which one do I select of those four? The fourth one, right, okay. So what about the next one? So over here, resistance, the same one? I'm assuming it says recommended, so I'm assuming it's that one. I'll wait for you to confirm. Yeah, okay, we'll go for the 5D52. Okay, cadence. Same, I guess. Now looking for devices. Nothing. Kickr heart rate monitor out. Still nothing. Unbelievable. It shouldn't be this difficult, man. Like, I don't touch anything and it just stops working. Any other ideas? If not, I guess the stream's over. No, I'm not pairing via companion. That's why there was an issue there in the first place, I think. Oh, God. It's ridiculous. Right, pair through phone. Pair through phone. Confirm. Oh, nothing's happening. Pair with Bluetooth. Right, I did nothing there. I did absolutely nothing. And I know it says beats a minute, heart rate is not connected. What did I do different there? What's going on? Why? Oh no. Only one controller is connected, now both. Oh, unbelievable. Oh, what a waste of time. Right, I got 44 minutes to do 27k. If I want to complete this in time to stay on plan to do my next event. I guess it is just a chat and ride then. Chat and ride. Get rid of that power up, I won't be using that. Oh, hang on, it's not over yet, like. There's a couple of people in front of me I might catch up with. And there's some climbs as well. Oh, Tom. You'd easily beat me if I was riding zone 2. I see riders ahead. I see riders ahead. There we go. Bihana. 96th position. There's another rider in front. Nasal breathing. Real conversational pace with the podcast. Oof. Hey Bert, good evening, how are you doing? Yeah, it's not bad. Could be a little bit better though, as you can probably tell by the emptiness around me in the virtual world. We had a bit of a tough start to the stream. I was only doing some Zone 2 anyway, but it was we had some virtual gear issues. I'm doing another event on the hour, 8 o'clock. So I'm going to see if I can actually get to the finish of this in 22k. I've only got 37 minutes to finish. And there's a couple of climbs on this route. As Robin rightly said, at least I haven't got drawn into any intensity. I might have got a couple of sprints though, because that's always going to be good for me. Beneficial. Well, the virtual shifting is real odd. I don't think you ever get used to it. In my opinion, I think you always feel like, you know, you never, it never quite feels like, you know, shifting real gears. It must feel like how it used to feel before electric gears. I mean, I say that because I was part of that transition. When's the 1000 watts coming? Good question. When I get back on the creatine? Tomorrow. We got Zwift Racing League tomorrow night, which is going to be a big shock to the system. And I'm thinking of doing the, you've obviously seen Cycling Time Trials are organising a time trial series now on Zwift. They've got massive sign-ups, which is really good to see. So I might show up to that Wednesday night and do a Club 10, although it's 19 kilometres, so it's not Club 10. So Bert, you're obviously investing in the Zwift Click and Wahoo code. that's an obvious move to make with winter being as difficult as it can be, right? I mean, it's quite difficult to get out on the really icy days where you live, right? I haven't got the pink bulbs on yet. I'm trying to... I know if I put the fancy lights on, it's just going to encourage me to go hard. No, the Zwift Racing League is with Restart, which is who I was racing with last Zwift Racing League. So I'm on the bench for the call up with. Oh, I could have gone for the sprint segment. I wasn't paying attention. I'm on the bench for backpedal, so if they need me, I'm there. Well, we got another rider here we're catching up with. They've had it. I've got them in my sights. Oh, it finally died. Not surprised the amount of play you're doing sometimes. I gotta be honest, Bert, I really struggle to do steady rides on Zwift. It's not one of my strengths. I'm always fighting with the. I always feel like I'm fighting myself to stay on the bike. Like the temptation to climb off is too easy. You know. And as much as you know, it's not my entire job and livelihood anymore. So when I've got stuff to do off the bike, then sometimes I go like, oh, you know what? I got to get cracking with that, so I'll just jump off. Whereas obviously, if I was out on the road, 4 hours away, or 2 hours away from home, I can't do that. I've got to get home somehow. But I do need to do more outdoor rides this winter, because it's really good for my mental resilience as well. Plus, I'll hopefully have some really good kit to wear this winter, so I shouldn't have any excuse at all. Yeah, definitely ruin it. I was talking to somebody about this actually. That's actually a tip there, but I'll definitely keep that in mind. I was talking to somebody about this with my kit. Like, I feel like in Wales, the winters haven't been as cold as they used to be. So I haven't worn like proper winter tights for a long time when I've been on the bike, because the temperature's never been really low. So instead I just end up riding in shorts and leg warmers, and I think that's the reason why a lot of my shorts have been, I've seen better days, and I think it's because I've been wearing them throughout the year rather than having periods of time where, like, you know, you transition to tights and you might be wearing tights for 3 months, 4 months or whatever. And even through the crappy weather, I've been wearing, you know, shorts. So when they're wet as well, and the chafing increases, so I think the wear and tear naturally increases on them. Yeah, there is that. The poor sack. Edward Lavasack. Oh, Bert. Yeah, well, Bert, you've been influenced. You've been influenced by the people you're racing with. I was once like that. Although I'm not one of those people that goes out in shorts at this time of year when it's a nice day. I'm not doing a 20-second sprint, you can sack that off. Yeah, I'm not one of those people that wear shorts in November when it's sunny, because it's still like 10 degrees. But yeah, I agree with you, the cutoff 15 degrees is a decent cutoff. Yeah, that's right. You know, it's not been really devastating. I mean, it's wet, but when it's wet, it's not usually cold. And when I say cold, I mean less than 5 degrees, but that's your sweat guess, is it, Kevin? It was quite high yesterday, mind, for a 1 hour ride. So we'll see. Let's see what it comes out as. Because we're going to be doing about an hour and a half. Hour and 40 total riding, so we'll see. Okay, we've got the 2 climbs to go now. We've got 27 minutes to go. Can we do 16k in 27 minutes? That's touch and go, that really, isn't it? With those climbs. What do you think? It'd be close, I think. Hang on, is this new? Is this a new bit of the map? I've not seen this before. Ooh. Never give up. Oh, blimey. That hits hard. That hits hard, Emma. What, in zone 4, Robin? Hey Karen, I'm good, how are you? Don't worry, there'll be another event after this one. Yeah, you're right, actually. And I've got a feather. I've got to crush it. Yeah. I laugh because I know what that feels like. Alright, I guess 260 watts is probably my limit in terms of LT1. Or zone 2 really, it's a very crude way of looking at it, but oh, there's some riders descending. I'll save my feather for this bit. Hey Ian, good evening. How was life? It's alright. I'm like a duck in all this water around me. Charlie's good. She's in. She's doing ballet tonight, which she's been doing for a while, by the way. It's not just something she's done out of nowhere. Oh, that's a bit of a grind. Have I outlined my goals for next year? No. Oh. But I'm pretty sure you can guess. To become British Hill Climb Champion again. No need to sugarcoat it, really, is there? No! I won't make it. Yeah, I'll make it. You're so negative, Robin. You're always negative. My extended feather's gonna get me to the top. Ooh. Thank you, Scott. I'll have a look at that. All in, Bert. All in. I think when I was doing Pollock Hill Climb, I was doing about 410, 420 watts. I think ideally this time I'm looking for maybe 440. Oh, I believe you, Robin. I live with a physiotherapist, I believe you. Yeah, it's tricky though, Bert, because obviously the struggle was where I did my best normalized power for that duration of all time. But pole looks very different because it's basically flat pacing. So you know, that's where it, I guess, suits me a heck of a lot more. I think, I don't know what it's going to be like next year, National Hill Climb Championships, because I think a few people have already come out and said that they don't think it's even a hill climb. And I feel like saying, well, like, I live next to the Black Mountain, and that's, you know, 6-7 kilometers at 6%, and well, it's called the Black Mountain. So it's a hill climb, you know, uphill time trial. No, it won't. I tell you what, it won't match them for the crowds, but it will at the top beat it on views, scenery, because, well, obviously if it's a nice day, because you've got the coastline behind you, so there's not many hill climbs that take place right on the you know, right next to the sea, right? You know, the struggle had Lake Windermere in the background. That was an amazing shot coming up that final section. So I think it'll make for good photos, you know, and I just hope that there is a good crowd there, to be honest. Because, well, it doesn't matter to me either way, because I actually prefer less people in terms of, you know, pushing yourself in performance. You know, you got to remember as well, that last section of Pollock Hill Climb, we could be doing 30 kilometers an hour, so you don't want people in like a tunnel. You know, because they won't expect people to come, you know, that fast maybe. So it could be quite dangerous. So I've told, I know them quite well, the organisers. So I have said, you know, got to think about things like using the cones, to using barriers a lot earlier to barrier it off, and you know, things like that. So do I do bicarb or beetroot stuff for such max effort? Well, for hill climbs, you mean? I don't do beetroot. Bicarb, I don't do that either. There's too much of a risk of it really going wrong. I have tried it. I've not really seen too much of a benefit, if any benefit. But it's different for you know, between different people. You know, it's not like me saying, oh, it doesn't work for me, so it's not going to work for you. Everybody's different. But to be fair, Bert, I mean, you know, in 2019 on Hato, like, I know I focused on it, but I do believe that one of the key differences between me and everyone else in 2019 National Championships was that I had the Tour of Britain in my legs, which I did about 3 weeks before, I think 4 weeks before. I think I made a massive difference, you know, those race legs, especially, you know, most people, well, I would say most people at the hill climb scene don't have that because they're not racing at that level. But when you're racing against, you know, likes of you guys, Harry Hudson, Ezra, etc., you are racing week in, week out. So, you know, you've got that. $10K to go. 15 minutes. Ooh. I don't think we're gonna do it. I don't think we're gonna do it. Yeah, well, there is that as well. Oh, crack do I? I agree with you there, Ian. 4 minutes. Don't limit yourself. That's another thing. Everybody's different with VO2 max intervals. Erg mode is usually not advised because if you just prescribe everyone 110% VO2 max, for example, then that's far too easy for some and far too hard for others. Take me as an example. But again, it comes to different times of year. I mean, you know, some people, bit of training, capable of doing it, increasing their ability. Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, but UCI points, podiums, finishing positions. Indeed, Ian. Indeed, and without the community, I don't think I would be where I'm at now with it. So that's a tough one, Jordan. I mean, you know, it is going to be very difficult. The 2 max intervals at altitude. I guess that's one of the. I guess it's kind of like, you know, living in a city, or living in a place where you don't get a lot of high temperatures. You know, you're limited then by the weather, or you're limited by busy roads, so it hampers your training benefit, you know, compared to someone who lives, you know, they could just turn out of their house and straight away they can ride 4 hours, you know, without ever taking their foot off the gas, because they've got quiet roads and things like that. So, you know, you're somewhat limited, you know, by the air you breathe. To a certain extent though, I mean, you know, if you're just doing, you know, if you simplify it, if you're just going hard and your breathing is really laboured, your heart rate is high, and you're executing the intervals, then, you know, you're doing everything right. You're just limited by the, you know, the air condition. You know, if you were to do a race at sea level, then, well, you'd feel like you're chewing on air. So, oh, Ian's just dropped a nugget of absolute nugget of wisdom there. Two things: trying to get people to ride easier, or trying to get people to take time off. Two of the hardest things, I think. No disrespect meant by that. People are very driven. People want to improve. It's just, you know, it's just one of those things. I don't think I'm going to do 8k or 7k in 50 minutes. Although I might finish top 60. Whoa, you're going to jump straight into Zwift racing? There's nothing wrong with that. I think one thing you'll learn Zwift racing maybe quite early on is, you know, where you stack up amongst other people, you know, where you fit in the categories, and, you know, where you should be saving energy, or where you should be, you know, trying to position yourself better. That's where the crossover is a lot with outdoor racing. I've been saying for a long time that, you know, there's moments in a race that are crucial, and there's moments in a race where absolutely nothing's happening, and there's no point doing more power than you need to during those sections of the race. You know, when everybody else is pedaling quite easy, you should be too, really. When you say draft, I think you mean trainer difficulty, trainer resistance. Well, you've had some rest then, okay? Taking your rest seriously. That's a good thing. I'm not going to shout at you. Oh, Robin was right. We're not going to make it. I got 8 minutes. I don't think we're going to do it. We're going to be very close. Hey Chris. Yeah, but I'm in zone 1 on the 6 zone model is what you're saying. There's still aerobic adaptations. Obviously, I could get more by doing something different, but I'm racing tomorrow. I'm racing Wednesday. Today's the only day that I can get an easy aerobic day in that won't put too much stress on me for tomorrow. That's a good question, Karen. The thing is, if a beginner cyclist wants to improve or get stronger, they should just ride their bike and don't overthink it. Before AI, the only way you would have got stronger and got better on a bike was to join a cycling club and like talk to people who are older and more experienced. AI allows you to do that somewhat. You know, it allows you to basically gain knowledge. But sometimes it overcomplicates the information that you receive. So that's why having some, that's where sometimes making it a bit more simple really helps. Like indoors or outdoors, Chris? Next event coming up? Once you've been cycling for 5 or 10 years, and you've surrounded yourself with people who are knowledgeable on a subject. It doesn't have to be cycling, it can be anything. When you get to that point, you know what's BS and you know what's legit. And you also, the more knowledgeable you get, you understand that actually more knowledge doesn't make you better, necessarily. That's kind of deep, but, it is what it is sometimes. What kind of racing am I doing Wednesday? Maybe a time trial. Yeah, and the thing is, but like, you know, a lot of the research around, you know, under 23 riders going pro, you know, what's the difference between those who go pro and those that don't? You know, for the vast majority of those, it's how much time they can put in on a bike. You know, how many hours they can do, as well as obviously, you know, tactically being in the right position, and you know, there's obviously a lot more to it than that. But you know, at the end of the day, it's still fairly basic when it comes to the fundamentals. Oh, it's interesting, Chris, that you can't ride Zone 2 on a non-erg ride, even on indoors. Unless you've got like quite a high trainer difficulty, and that's causing, you know, you to lose resistance quite fast. Oh, we've had a new subscriber, Rizibethu. Hello. Hey Swanee, I've just seen your message in the in-game chat. Have a good one. Have a good one. Is this actually a race? I can't remember if it is or not. What does that mean? What do you mean 2 people? Should we put the funky lights on? Ugh. Oh yeah! Put the funky lights on. Woo! Oh, there's my pedals gone. Oh yeah! Always a race and there's more 2 people. I see. Any tactic to win more races on Zwift? Longer Zwift distance? Yeah. Save your matches, save your energy. There's too many to list. There's a lot of oh my word, it's like a blooming. Here we go. It's like a nightclub in here. Right, try not to do too much intensity. We've done an hour of basic endurance. I'll try and sit pretty in here. Looks like a spicy route, this one, guys. Look at the route. I'll text Charlie actually. I wonder how fast this is going to be. Well, we've got somebody here with a cycling expert in their name. Anyone remember the last time someone had that in their name? I don't think it's the same person. It was in a Tour de Zwift event, I think, at the start of this year. The person who used the cafe stop function during the event. I'll have to look at that. Is it a really long event? Really long race? I mean, I can only speak from experience, Ian. Thing is, when I was young, when I was in the game, I don't think it was as cutthroat as it is now. Maybe. And because I was young as well, I didn't really feel like there was a load of pressure until I started to feel like time was ticking. But I feel like the time is ticking a lot earlier now. And to be honest, I still feel that with the kind of work that I'm involved in now with content and, you know, working with brands. It's kind of, you know, you kind of got a boss, you know, in the brands, and you have obligations and things, you know, but it's not like it's not really the same, but it's still, there's a similar feeling of, like, you know, a bit of anxiety. It's just like getting a normal job, you know, pressure. Oh, blimey, Callum, that's 3 nights in a row of racing, that is, maybe. That's it, but and you've got to make the most of it while you're there. You know, you got to make the most of it when you're there. It's like, you know, of course you're gonna have pressures. You know, you're gonna have risks. You're gonna have, you know, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, a professional cycling career at least is a relatively short one, unless you're Geraint Thomas, I suppose. But you just gotta get as much out of it as you can. Well, so far the intensity's good. Nobody's going crazy yet. If it stays at this intensity, I might actually have a good sprint to the end. I gotta be honest, it's everybody's different, and yeah, as I've gotten older, I've certainly realised that, you know, everybody ticks to a different clock. You know, and I used to work with my dad a lot on the farm when I was like 12, 13, 14, 15. I learned a lot about what like hard work was, but never once did I think I'm gonna do this when I'm older. It was way too hard work, you know, but in his eyes he loved it so much it wasn't hard work, and he's still doing it even in his 70s. And yeah, that's mad respect. You know, those types of jobs are just next level, you know, like labour, next level. And yeah, like everybody loves different things, everybody loves their jobs in different ways. Alright, we got one climb coming up now, which could spice things up a bit too much for my intensity liking, but we're going to try and stick with it. Try and stick with it. See if we can get over. See what happens. I've got a feather, which is a good thing. The ideal power up for this section. Oh, where's the steepest part of this climb? I can't remember. I'll see if I can stay with them. It's not super steep, so I should be able to get away with this. A little bit of intensity ain't that bad. Save it, save it. Hey, no worries, Callum. No worries. It's an awesome achievement, man. Awesome achievement. So, I mean, in this situation, the endurance ride, there's too much variability here really for it to be a true endurance ride. And what I mean by variability is basically going very hard and then going very easy. It does take away, you know, what you could say quote unquote true aerobic ride, but it's one of those things about overcomplicating it. Like, as long as you're not like absolutely littering it with big surges, lots of threshold, and you know, it's, you know, very small doses, you go for a little sprint, or you know, get over a little climb. Like I say, as long as you're not doing it every single 5 or 10 minutes. And yeah, Swanee, I'm racing tomorrow. Not looking forward to it. My biggest worry with this kind of race here, or this kind of event, is the climb towards the end, because that will be hard. Yeah, it'd be a good course for me if I wasn't carrying a few more kilos. It depends how everybody else is going, but I know we've got some climbs, and yeah, I know the F5R series is on as well. I do love that racing series, but you know, I'm also building my way back from having some time off and unstructured training, so I can't really do everything. Otherwise, I'd be overloading too quickly. You've got to play the long game when you're racing for 12 months of a year. Oh, that's my favourite route, I think, TJ. Oh, that's cruel. There is a group behind. Just about to get back on. Well, take it a day at a time. Take it a day at a time. Oh, I don't know if that group's going to get on. Oh, they think they will, but it's the wrong place to get on. Use my power up. Trying to stay with them. It's going to be a surge. There's that group. That gap is open again, look. Just because of that little climb. We've lost a couple of riders off the back. But I have a feeling it's going to stall down here now. Possibly. And the group might come back on. Well, it's one of those, isn't it? I think you've just got to try and hold the front pack for as long as possible on a course like tomorrow. That's great to hear, Callum. At the end of the day, these Zwift unlock, you know, sort of races or group rides. They're obviously very well attended, so you get a chance to maybe race against a few more people than you would normally. You know, the races might be the group ride might be a bit faster because the blob is a bit bigger, and there's more going on. So there's more of a chance of you trying things out if you're in a race. What do I take before a TT event? Well, depending on the length, but generally. Got to make sure you're well fueled. Make sure you've eaten adequate carbohydrate throughout the day. My last meal probably 2 hours before, which is about 2 to 3 grams per kilogram of carbs per kilogram of body weight, that is. So 2 to 3. So for me, that'll be 120 to 180 grams maybe. You know, fueling is the key thing. You know, warm up is good, but then also, you know, warm up is very individual. I would still try and spin your legs for at least 10 minutes, even if you're not doing any intensity. I don't take any BCAAs. Are those the WTRL Zwift Racing League events, Callum? If so, then yes. But registration's closed for this series now, so the next one will be like in the new year. Ten seconds back to the next group. It ain't over for them, that's for sure. This is perfect for me and my intensity that I want to hit tonight. Couple of little surges. You can see normalized power there is 245 watts on the top left. And the only reason it's up there is because of those 2 little bouts of intensities we've had so far. But now it should, you know, if we're not going to surge anymore, it should gradually come down and meet, you know, what my actual average power is. Trainer difficulty is acting up a little bit. Just adjust it, see if anything happens. Oh, prestige! Yeah, I still think you need a team for it. I still think you need a team. I've signed up for that. There's also an entry fee for it. You've got to actually pay because there's prize money involved, I think. Alright, 25k to go. Lots of flat now. Our group behind is still there, 9 seconds. Come on, group. You got it. We're closing in. Oh, it's really eased up now. Which is not great really, because when it eases up, it usually means it's going to be quite punchy. Yeah, Karen, just sometimes though with hydration, you've got to make sure you're getting in electrolytes as well. Otherwise, the balance is off. So, I wouldn't necessarily just drink loads and loads and loads of water. I would definitely think about getting electrolytes in there. Oh yes, Emma. Two groups combining again. Relaxing ride. I mean, kind of. It's not too relaxing. Even a couple of those of Zone 2 has its fatiguing qualities. It's nice though, it's not too hard. When it does decide to go hard, it's not like too difficult, but we've got Titans Grove. Isn't it in January, February maybe? Tour de Zwift? The last 10k of this event is going to be quite spicy. Next 10 kilometers is going to be quite easy, I think, relatively speaking. There's another group, not far behind. Oh no, there's only a couple of them. A couple of lonely shadows in the desert. Do a kickflip. That's the wrong sport. Oh, there's an attack. There we are, early January. Just when you're full of turkey and stuffing. Oh, this is nice and steady. Like this. It's bringing the normalized power down. Lovely. Not too much though, I don't want to be riding like 0 watts. Why wouldn't you try it, Callum? Why wouldn't you? What makes you ask the question? Hey Simon! Like lockdown days indeed. If you remember those, you must be an OG. 15k to go until we see a sprint. What's your peak 5 and 20 minute power then, Callum? I still wear it with pride. You're looking too far ahead then. Yes, Swanee, it has been announced. It's going to be on Porlock Toll Road in Porlock, near Minehead. It's like a 6 to 7 kilometer climb at 5%. So yes, I'm going for it. I don't think that's a secret, to be honest. Looking forward to it. Oh yeah, much longer of an effort. The longest hill climb that's been for, even before I won it in 2019, like, that was shorter. I mean, yeah, this one's really long. I mean, I think, you know, we're definitely talking more of a 15-minute effort, and that'll be for the fastest riders. But it's right on the coast, so it could very easily be a headwind or tailwind when it's right next to the coast. To be honest, Callum, you've got to just follow the race and see what happens. I would definitely look at the, you know, a moment of the race where you think it's going to be decisive. If that comes close to the end on a climb, then, you know, be ready there to make a move yourself, or to at least follow. You know, the race won't really be won in the first 30 kilometers, really. No, it's easier to train for the shorter ones. If you're talking about just generally. For me though, yes, it's much easier to train for. Yeah, oh yeah, way easier. Because that's what my genetics, and that's what I've naturally been doing for 15 years. When I've been racing and doing a lot of endurance type things. Yeah, it's very much my strength. But for the vast majority of people, shorter efforts are their forte. And it also brings more people into the mix because it's easier, quote unquote, to train for a shorter effort, because it takes overall less training time generally. You know, if you want to be good at a 15, 20 minute, 30 minute effort, you know, you've really got to be thinking about, you know, riding your bike as much as possible, because training volume does play a big part in it. Because that becomes a limiter. And when it comes to doing short efforts, short hill climbs, you know, 90 seconds to 3 minutes, you know, it doesn't really matter much if you can't do a lot of volume in your training. It's not a limiter. Yeah, I mean, it's like a bike from, you know, 15, 20 years ago. You know, that's what hill climbing was really about, you know. A bike like Harry's bike. Next year's hill climb, I've got to be honest with you, it's going to be a little bit less about, you know, watts per kilo, and you've really got to think about aerodynamics. Something, again, I think I'm really good at naturally. I'm quite a small rider. I climb seated nearly all the time, and my shoulders are really narrow. So I'm quite an aerodynamic rider, and that's been proven when I've done road bike time trials. And I've been just as fast as people who've been to the wind tunnel on time trial bikes. So it's a good thing for me, that. Head in the shed. I definitely need to get ChatGPT on that. Head in the shed slogans. The Head in the Shed TV show. Get your head out of the shed. The reality TV series coming to Zwift soon. Merch. Head in a shed merch. No, people wouldn't get it, would they? They'd be like, what on earth does that mean? Head in the shed. Head in a shed podcast. There we go. Summer only, because it's absolutely freezing in here. Unless I get a heater. I should get a heater, really. I reckon I should get one of those Cala gas heaters in here. Do you reckon that's a good idea? You don't think it'll burn the shed down? I get in a shed locker. Get a noodle. What's a noodle? Oh my word, we've only got 9k to go. What's going on? This is flown by, folks. But there are 2 riders out in a little breakaway, but they're not working together in the minute. We'll see what happens when we get over this climb. Might come back together again. This is the main portion if you haven't seen this before. The main climb. Watch out for the dinosaur. He's in 4K now, so I can see his teeth. They're sharp teeth. Oh yeah, I know what you're on about. Yeah. Is it the one that has arms? Or is it a hood? Yeah, some hot rocks. I just pour my bottle over it and get some steam. Looks like the rider's coming back to us. The other rider's going really well out front though. You definitely have one, don't you, Avi? You definitely have one, Emma. Okay. Here we go. Concentration time. Ah, someone's hit the cafe ride. A couple of them have. Someone's hit a feather. Oh wow. Charlie'd love that, to be fair. Alright, minimum effective dose to get over this climb. I don't want to do too much. Wow. These people on cafe rides are going slower than the main group. Slowing me down. Keep it steady. Big push at the top. Big push now to close the gap. Short effort. And make it count. Whew. It's getting hot in Ed in the shed. Oh, I'm definitely keeping this power up. I'm also getting quite hungry now. I've not eaten yet. It's nearly 9 o'clock. Alright, good bit of recovery. Good bit of recovery. This is the front group of 12. So, top 50% would put me in 6th position. That is the goal. Top 6. Oh yeah, it'll be cold outside. It's like 8 degrees, eh? I know it's not really cold, but... Oh, nice. That's a lot of recovery there. Recovered well. Oh, my kick is struggling a bit with resistance. Okay to go. Oh, it's getting spicy again. I'm gonna have to react. There's a lot of variability now, but at the very least, it's nothing sustained. So yes, but then I explained earlier. I mean, I did say as long as it's not like, you know, too much. The problem is now it's becoming too much. There's 2 big blocks there. But there was a big gap in the middle. We didn't do anything. But the trick is that we're not doing flipping, you know, people call it aerobic ride or endurance zone 2 ride. And they're like doing a flipping 3-hour ride at 88% intensity factor. And they're flipping like this everywhere with a variability index of like 1.3. You know what I'm saying? Besides, there's an element as well of training, guys, where, you know, you've got to make your training enjoyable, otherwise you won't do it. There's an element of that. You know, I'm near the end of this Zwift event here, and it's like, well, I could just stop being with this front group, pull the pin and just ride zone 2. But, you know, I'm live streaming, and we'll just go through the motions, try and get to the end, and, you know, it's a little bit of a reward for you watching the live stream, coming to the end, and we do something a little bit spicy with a little sprint. So let's see. 3K, looks like the leader's got a good gap now. He's probably going to stay away all the way. But there's still the goal of top 50% of this group. I'm going to shed the competition. Less than 3K to go. How long? Someone remind me. We've got is it double duration for these power-ups? So how long is this aero going to last me? Is it 30 seconds? 40 seconds. My word, that's a long time. Come on, Swanee, you've got to fight for that 6th place. Someone else is going. He's going. I'm going to stay in the group I'm in. Most people react to it. Oh. 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 Oh, that was good fun. Definitely something I need to work on there is when I've gone hard and then I need a sprint. That was good. And pretty much what I wanted from the easy-ish intensity. I say ish, but yeah, it wasn't too difficult. So it was perfect for what I wanted this evening, with some racing tomorrow night, and also potentially racing Thursday night. So yeah. So yeah. All right. Let's wrap it up. I'll save my ride and save my sweat data. See what's happening here. I still at 757. That was a long drawn out effort there. Very long drawn out effort. Oh. Oh. Whew. Oh. Oh. So it's a good sign that you haven't gone too hard when you can just get off the turbo, in my opinion. It's a good, oh, they got the new Zwift camp. Zwift camp build. What's the workout? Oh, it doesn't tell you. Last night's well, so this Zwift session I've just done, which was 2 hours. For those who are interested, total fluid loss only 0.8. So less than a litre. I've drunk about 500 ml. So a couple of 100 ml left to drink, or a couple of ml out, depending on which way you look at it. And sodium, 973 milligrams, and in here I had 1,000 milligrams. So in theory, just have a glass of water now or something with my meal, and it will just about cover it, in theory. But interesting bit of tech, the Flow Bio. What's for dinner? Good question. Thank you, Swanee. Thank you for that super chat. It's very much appreciated. Helps pay the electricity bills at the end of the day. And these funky lights. The meal for tonight is sticky rice with like a honey chili glazed tofu with some tender stem broccoli. That's basically on the dinner tonight. Okay, let me grab these Envy wheels before you bite my head off. I don't have them, I don't think, so I need to go to the shop, and we will wrap up the stream there. So the Envies, that's these, the 4.5 Pros, I'm assuming. Or is it the 6. Yeah, it's the 4-star. Yeah, it's those. Okay. Am I right? I imagine so. We'll equip them, we'll get them on. Bike is looking sharp, folks. Bike is looking sharp. Alright, thanks for tuning into the stream yet again. Another stream tomorrow night. Another stream potentially on Wednesday. But yeah, more racing. Get back into the swing of things. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening. I will see you soon.